I just thought everybody had to end it and come back. I see you rocking the all purple today. You know what I'm saying? Purple down. You bro, I just got a long sleeve purple Sapio Senses shirt. try copy the swag.
All right, there we go. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah, I need that hat though.
Hey man, you know what I'm saying? Amazon, dog, they like $12. I think I bought
Yeah.
14 of them.
That's what happens when they pay you the big bucks.
Hey man, when I see something I like in multiple colors, I go, let me get them all. And I know that may
That's
sound a
what I'm
little
talking about.
intense, but I'll stitch a backpack in it and call it a business expense.
Facts. Facts.
Yes, sir. What's going on, brother? What's going on, Mika? What's going on, Natanya? What's up?
Hey, come on in. Come on in. Welcome. Sit down. Get comfy.
Sit down and get comfortable. Destiny
You know what I'm
Elliott.
saying?
I say my real name instead of Miss Cleo sounds good. I love it. I love it. What's going on, y'all? Appreciate y'all coming in. What's going on, bro? I saw some good things happen over the weekend, man. I
Right.
didn't want to talk to you until I had an opportunity to talk to you. So talk
That's
to
why
me,
he
man.
been
What's
ignoring
going
my
on?
text. He's like,
Yeah.
no, you want to talk to
Nah, I need to get the first, you know what I'm saying, the first impression, the first feel good, you know what I'm saying? So that way
bro.
we can know what it's really like. Appreciate y'all liking the video, man. Do us a good favor, like that video. Hit that subscribe button for us again as well.
Definitely. Bro, this week has been a trying and phenomenal week, bro. I remember talking to you last week about like how hectic it was going to be, and it was more than I expected. But I did capture a couple moments, like just like behind the scenes, kind of by myself, and I just was like, all right, cool, let me record how I'm feeling. You know what I mean? So I got some real talk about, you know what I'm saying, me being nervous and me not knowing what I wanted to do throughout the week. You know what I'm saying, different stuff like that. So I think it's going to turn out to be real good content. But Monday worked all day and did show prep. Tuesday we was here. Um Wednesday was kind of like work all day and prep day. Thursday we had Thorough Thursday, which the open mic turned out dope. A lot of people came out. We had it was the first open mic that somebody sponsored, so they bought like 5 tickets for people. So we were able to raffle off people's money back. Um, Briggs Transportation gave away $350 gift cards to Giant Eagles, which is a grocery store. So, you know what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
fed some families. It was just it was a good time. It was a good time. Friday was Freestyle Friday. My mom and dad opened up their new home, and the people that traveled in for the shows got to see Freestyle Friday in person. Right.
Hey.
So we got we had Freestyle Friday in person. It was funny. It was a good time. It was a really good time. Saturday was the Cycle Century Slam at the August Wilson Center.
What happened?
That was my very first slam. 10 poets, 4 rounds, 5 judges, 200 people watching. I took first place, bro.
Come on.
Let's go.
Come on, first place in the jump, man. How much was first place
Right.
worth? $10, $100?
$1,000.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? So you know we got a little, you know what I'm saying, half of that's going into the business account, the other half is going into fixing my car. But I mean, you know, we got a little cushion. We got a little cushion. But you know what I'm saying? It was a nerve-wracking but amazing event. I was up against some super heavy hitters. You know what I mean? Like Cool and Cole, China Bloodmeyer, Diarra Money, There was a lot of people in there. You know what I'm saying? Devontae Butler was there. Like it was a lot of poets. Like I'm not even naming all the poets. There was a lot of poets
Yeah.
that just came heavy hitting, bro. And it was I ain't gonna hold you. I was nervous throughout the whole thing. But God is good. God is good. So my first slam, you know what I'm saying? I took that. Then we celebrated real quick and then I had to head home and prep for poetry versus hip hop.
Hey,
Poetry versus hip hop. I ended up going first again. And I went up against a rapper. He came out or well I went first. It was amazing time. Um He came out, he had backup. He brought some people out on stage, other ad libs. It was crazy, but I ended up taking my round as well. So Team Poetry won that as well.
come on. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
Even with the
Yeah.
extras.
Right, right, right. And that it was an amazing time. It was fun. It's always fun because it was almost like friendly fire. We knew each other, but it was definitely good competition. Then so that was Sunday. Monday, I was at the Children's Museum for Martin Luther King Day, and it was an amazing event. There was a bunch of different stations for the kids to visit. If you haven't been to the Children's Museum, you need to go. Like it's just, especially if you got kids, it's literally an endless possibility of things to do there. We had kids make their own "I Have a Dream" speeches. This little girl turned her speech into a vision board, which is like a dream board, and I was like, that was kind of fire. I want to make one too. So all her dreams,
Fire.
she said, "I have a dream," and all her dreams was just posted on this board, and I was like, "That's dope." That's dope. So that was a very successful and amazing, edifying event. But today we here, here, and it's been full circle,
Full
full circle.
circle, man. Full circle.
I connected with Devontae Butler, so we're talking about um, the thing that you sent me.
Yep.
Uh, yeah, I had talked to him about that, so we're supposed to be connecting, and when all of that gets solidified, that's gonna be another win. But that's pretty much on tap too.
Yeah, man, dude, bro, that's absolutely huge. I am super, super happy for you, man. Super proud of you, bro, for being able to take the championship. Also happy for you that you were, able to win your round in the poetry versus hip hop battle, and cementing that spot for poetry because we need more amazing poets getting the recognition that they deserve. And a lot of times, what we see is we see a lot of the different rap artists getting these bigger opportunities. And one of the things that I definitely would love to see is more poets to get more of those opportunities as well, just to kind of shine and showcase their talent, and be in the forefront of a lot of things that's going on in the community in regards to art and artistry. So, man, keep doing your thing and representing the art well. Bless you. Anytime you do competitions like that, and you
Definitely.
place,
Thank
you
you.
win your round, man, it's always an amazing thing. I will say I've always wanted to perform at the August Wilson Center for that Martin Luther King Day. They used to do the Martin Luther King Unplugged. I don't know if they still did the
Yeah,
Unplugged as well as the poetry competition. But man,
yeah.
it's always been a huge event there.
Yeah, it was amazing, bro. And on top of that, there's an event. I'm not sure what the event is, but there's an event because I won the Century Cycle Slam that I get to open up for in April 18th.
Really,
Yep, yep, yep. So it's
what's the event? Did they tell you the event yet?
briefly, but in the moment I was in
Yeah.
shock. So yeah, I mean, we gonna have to connect. Once I get the details, I get shot at, and you know what I'm saying. Whoever's able to make it definitely come out, but it's definitely one of those feelings where it's like all of the work that you put in is starting to kind of like you know what I mean? It's starting to kind of come to fruition. Like I remember having talk about it Tuesdays where I was like, bro, like it's been a good week, but it's been seed planting, it's been work, it's behind the scenes stuff.
Right.
And it's like this was one of the times where it was like all of the stuff that I did prepare for, all of that writing I did do that I didn't show, all of the time that I did spend memorizing stuff and then get to this is you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
this is the actual the put in, right? They say the proof is in the put in. This is actually the proof, right? Because you've been doing a lot of
right,
put in, for so long, and now for the proof to actually come to fruition, they say people are rewarded in public for what they practice for years in private, and so
fact.
you've been practicing for an extended period of time to be prepared for this moment, and they say is luck is when opportunity meets
It
preparation.
means separation. Right,
Yeah, man.
right, bro,
And
and it's one of those things where a lot of times, like I was talking to Devontae, it was like a lot of times we're willing to say yes to our dream, but what are we willing to say no to? Are you willing to say no to being out late to be able to get up earlier? Are you willing to say no to these foods to be able to be healthy? Are you willing to say no to distractions so you can stay focused? And I noticed this weekend, I had a lot of times where I had to say no. You know what I'm saying? Even though I didn't want to, it was like I had to say no. But because I was able to say no, I got the results that I did. You know what I mean? It's just it's one of those things. But what about you, bro? What you winning at? What's
yeah,
going on in
man.
job
So
world?
it's been a very productive week. I am starting back up at these juvenile detention centers on Saturday morning, starting in February. So I'm
Let's
super
go.
excited about that, as well as starting February at the other juvenile detention centers that I've been going to out in Baltimore, and things are going well at the middle school as well. I am also start. I also started back up last week at a new juvenile detention center in Baltimore, and just being able to
Okay.
have and just being able to have an impact, man. And so now I'm looking for more people to begin the process of helping me out with teaching some of these different programs, and doing some real work and being able to be compensated for it, because I think now I'm at the point where I actually want to start taking on some more opportunities, and not just for myself but for other people as well, because I know other people who have amazing stories. They have the capacity and the ability to be able to teach, so I've been doing that extremely well. I've been doing my Elevate app every single day. I think I only missed one day because my wife let me fall asleep, and I had to use a freeze on my streak. So she's one day ahead of me now. And so, we
Your
not going.
Elevate app? What is this? Is this app different than Grit?
Yes. So grit is the thing that tracks the habits. Elevate is the thing that helps you to increase your vocabulary, your writing, your
Oh,
speaking,
okay.
your math. So it's something that essentially challenges the mind and challenges you to constantly grow. And I think it's paying off in the sense of I'm being more mindful of when I talk. There's a lot less filler words when I talk. There is a lot better grammar and vocabulary, a lot more extensive vocabulary when I'm talking, when I'm speaking. I feel more confident and using more intellectual words as opposed to
Okay.
just saying
Okay.
certain things, man. So Elevate is an amazing app. I think it's like $24 for the whole year. It's definitely something. It's one of those Duolingo apps where you get your streaks and all of that kind of stuff.
Right,
Um,
right, right.
it's one of them things, man, like that I definitely think that a lot more people should use, just to exercise your brain, train your
So
brain,
it's called
train.
Elevate. It's called Elevate.
Yep, it's called Elevate.
So say, listen, Jeff be dropping gems, bruh. Like last week, he told us about Grit. Now he telling y'all about Elevate.
Listen, two apps that I am using daily. Daily, I am using Grit. Daily, I am using Elevate. I wake up, I check my Elevate, to make sure that I am practicing my words, practicing my vocabulary. Man, we gotta get better, yo. Like we
Right.
got we gotta stop. We gotta stop stopping our learning process and our learning curve every single day that we are alive and that we are present. We got to be actively training our mind the same way you train your body to get stronger. And again, it's not going to happen day one, but you're going to start seeing little changes and little shifts in how you speak, how you talk, the confidence in which you speak, the confidence in which you talk. And because I'm a person who speaks a lot, I want to train my mind because I want to use more powerful, more encouraging, more inspiring words, other than, oh, this was good. I want to say this was immaculate. You know what I mean? Like, I like just those small changes, I think will lead to bigger opportunities for me in the professional development space. I still want to be able to use a smaller or a more understandable vocabulary when I'm working with the middle school kids. But depending on what middle school I go to, it's also going to determine the level of language that I would probably use at that particular middle school.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Listen, y'all, we gotta keep learning. The man that wants to be the smartest person in the room can never be the smartest person in the room, but the man who loves learning will never be the smartest person in the room.
come on, man. Come on, man. I think y'all got to download that to understand it.
Listen, listen. The man who wants to be the smartest person in the room will never be the smartest person in the room. He can't. But the man who loves learning will never be the smartest person in the room because he'll choose to be in rooms with people who are smarter than him.
Hmm. Hmm. Catch that. Catch
That's just
that. Don't go to sleep without catching that. All right. What's going on? What's going on? Elevating me, Miss Chantel. How you feeling? How you feeling? All right, bro. So look, we got a couple of things on tap. First and foremost, man. Um, Glorilla posted a picture, created an AI generated picture of her and Dr. King seemingly standing in front of each other, kind of like lusting after each other a little bit. And Dr. King's daughter responded to the picture. So I'm gonna show you what the picture looked like. This is the picture, the AI generated picture right here. Um, how we feel about the picture.
um, what's the caption? Like I don't even see how you would make that blend.
I don't know. I don't even care what the caption is at this point. Sexy Ray, it's a no for me. Like
Big
that,
big
yeah,
no. Big
it's
no. Like
it's a no for me. Like
but to see the problem is that Dr. King's daughter, while well within her right, I believe should not have responded because it gave her the attention she was looking for, right? Like it's Sexy Red. She's the second most ratchet rapper on the planet. She was looking for attention, and the person closest to the man she just posted responded to her. Ratchet people don't give no fucks what you saying to them. If you talking to them and you got clout, now they got your clout. They don't care.
they
She,
don't.
it was clickbait. You gave her exactly what she was looking for. So now it takes the attention off of what your dad did to what you're saying about your dad to this self-proclaimed ratchet hoe. Excuse my language.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you know what? When you think of it from that perspective, I definitely see it, and you're absolutely right. A person like her doesn't really care what the internet is going to say. The internet has been saying a lot of things about Sexy Red, and none of it has phased her. Now it seems like Sexy Red is sort of phasing out a little bit in regards to her music career. I haven't really heard anything new. I haven't really heard anything that's been popping as far as Sexy Red. Sexy Red seems like the type that will end up on like Love and Hip Hop something. You know,
Listen, if she could get on that, she might end up on baddies. Like it's just it's one of the things.
or that.
It's one of it for me. It was like she was popping because of her music at one point in time. Then it got monotone, and people were like, "All right, cool. I'm done with this. I'm done with this vibe." Then she released her lip gloss, which was named
Ugh.
after right. It was disgusting, and
After
she went viral.
STDs.
Right, right. She went viral for that. It wasn't for the sales, it was for the attention because attention brings money as well, right?
Right.
So she knew the sales weren't going to do good, but she knew everybody was going to keep posting. So then it brought attention back to her. Then she there was a story about like she went and got her titties redone or something like that. And but nobody cared because you had already super over sexualized yourself. Nobody cared. You know what I'm saying? Like you already got a sex tape out. Nobody cares how big your titties are.
She does.
Right?
And you know what though? Bro, nothing about her is attractive to me.
No,
N-
of course not. Because she's not attractive. That's why she over sexualizes. That's why she can. We're not gonna go down that road. But listen, I agree. I agree. You know what I'm saying? I say it all the time. Ratchetness makes my balls itch. I can't do it. I can't. I legit can't do it. But the only way for her to gain more attention, because she already has the ratchets, she lost the girlies, like the self-empowerment girlies, the girlies that were like, "Oh, I'm sexually empowered," but like I'm not stupid. So like, yeah, I was on your way for a second, but now I'm gone. Fuck that. We'll go back to Lotto and Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion. Like, fuck all this shit. Um, Now she got to the only other way to gain attention because most of her attention was positive at first for in her realm. She was a ratchet. She was ratchet hoe. Everybody that was fucking with her was talking about the over sexualization, and that was her niche. Now if she can't get positive feedback, she can't get positive attention. She gonna get the negative. She gonna make somebody mad. So on Martin Luther King Day, she gonna upset everybody while still being praised by the ratchet people. It's crazy.
it, yeah, it's absolutely wild. And again, when I think about how she was probably craving the attention, because again, we hadn't heard from Sexy Red in quite some time. And this probably just a ploy for us to hear from Sexy Red, hear about Sexy Red, that kind of stuff. And yeah, I definitely, when you uh, when you join the clowns, you want to watch the clowns, not become a part of the circus. And I think what Dr. King's daughter probably did was become a part of the circus in it. But I mean, I respect her for wanting that picture to be taken down because I would certainly want that picture to be taken down as well. Because yeah, nah, you
So
don't
what
say.
so what was her response? Let me ask that before I say she was like wrong for responding. What was her response?
This is intentionally distasteful, dishonoring, deplorable, and disrespectful to my family and my father, who is not here to respond himself because he was assassinated for working for your civil and human rights to end war and poverty. Please delete.
I would have I'd have probably sent that in a message to her. I wouldn't even have posted it. I wouldn't have posted it because, like I said, it gave her the clout that she wanted. I'd have sent that in a message. Now, if she posted the message, which she probably would have, then it's just like, all right, now you look wild for even posting that. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
somebody, and then if it got bigger, it could be like, look, I didn't even want this. I didn't want to give her the clout. I hit her in the DM like, hey, you know what? You out of pocket for this. Can you take this down? Like I came to you woman to woman, not on some social media stuff. I came to you woman to woman. So I think I don't know what Dr. King's daughter's aim was because like she definitely could have messaged her. But at the same time, facts. You might want people to be like, hey, the person closer to him is asking you to take this down and that's just still up. Like you out of pocket.
Yeah,
So
she big out of pocket for that one. She big out of pocket for that one.
yeah,
Um,
no, hell no.
have you seen the video of the developer and the lady, the white lady outside of his house?
Oh, where she went in his driveway and was like,
Yeah.
"Who are you?"
Do you
Yes,
live here? And so the woman was taking her children for a walk, and she thought she was being followed by a pickup truck, and she goes into someone else's house, not into her house, because obviously if you are going, if someone is following you, you probably don't want them to know where you live, so you walk into somebody else, so you walk to somebody else's house as though you're going in the house to maybe try to like scare them away. But at the same time, this ain't where you live. So you're hoping that you walking up to the house is going to make them run away. And what she didn't know was the house that she was going to actually happened to be the owner of the house that was in that truck. And so he said he was driving slow. He mentioned he was driving slow because he was looking at his Christmas lights and just enjoying the view. Because a lot of times you don't get to enjoy the view of your own Christmas lights, everybody else does. And so when he pulled up, she asked, "Do you live here?" He says, "Yes." And she goes, "I don't think you do." And she takes the infant out of the stroller and tells her other child, who looks to be around 6, 7, or 8, something like that, and she tells them to run, and she runs down the street and she's yelling, "Help! Help! Help!" And I mean she is bawling, she's sprinting. And so the gentleman goes into the house, and then the husband comes across the street, and they ask and inquire, who's chasing you. And she's like, "Oh, I saw somebody creeping and doing all of this, different kind of stuff." And the wife was like, "Yeah, he lived." And she was like, "Oh, I didn't know that, but you said he doesn't look like he could live here." Because these are apparently multi-million-dollar homes. He's a home developer, and what he does is he
right,
develops million-dollar homes, and he moves into this extremely wealthy neighborhood in Ohio. And she
right.
mentioned that he doesn't look like he should be there, or he doesn't look like he owns this house. Now, as a result, social media has destroyed her. Her pages are private, limited comments. They've listed hundreds of negative reviews on her business, so her business is taking the biggest hit. And she is a fitness instructor, fitness and lifestyle instructor. And when I tell you she's getting the business, bro, she's getting the business.
As she should. Like, I'm for a long time, one of the most dangerous things to black men were white woman tears.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So, like, we're entering an age where you have to be responsible for your actions. You got to be responsible for what you say. You got to be responsible for how you treat people. A lot of times, people could treat somebody any old type of way and then be like, "Oh, well, this is what I thought," and then just walk away scot free, and it emboldens other people. Now there are consequences.
hmm
Social media will find you. You
they
might be like,
posted her
"Oh,
house,
well,"
her address, everything.
but see, that's just the thing. Like, you when you walk out in life, you gotta walk out like there's a camera on you 24/7 because there is. No
Facts.
matter what you do, it's being captured somewhere. Traffic cam, door ring, somebody with a phone, a car camera. It's you're being all everything is you there ain't nothing to come to the light from the shadows because it's already there. It's already in the light. You're in the limelight. So I honestly believe because being a smart person, if you think somebody's following you, you go the other way
Too.
and see you make sure they're following you first. Like, oh, this person's creeping. Let me make this left and make another left and make another left. Or let me just turn around and walk the other way. And if they hit a U-turn, all right, cool. Now I know this person's following me. You kept going the same way and then walked into somebody's house, and it was a bad decision. bad decision. Now, when you ask somebody like, "Do you live here?" and they're like, "Yes," you're like, you could be like, "Okay, my bad," and you could walk out. If they don't live there, then they're gonna follow you. If they do live there, they're gonna stay there, and you're scot free, no harm, no foul. But to argue with the person you're so called scared of is stupid.
Yeah,
It's
it doesn't
dumb.
it doesn't make any sense. And
It
he
doesn't.
told you he lived there, and your response is, "I don't think you do." Well, how
You
what
don't live there.
who and she was so and she went online, she made this long apology, but social media is not having any of her apology, called her racist many times, called her a Karen many different times. He was on Club Shay Shay, him and his wife talking about the incident. And it's really unfortunate that we are still seen as people who can't be. I mean, he's the stereotype of of a black man. He's got
Yeah.
dreads, he's got tattoos, and you know what I mean. Do you live here? Well, yeah. Someone with dreads and with tattoos can afford to live in this house development, and particularly, he says he develops multi-million-dollar houses, single family homes. So if he's a developer doing multi-million-dollar houses, you know he got some M's on him.
Listen, bro, me as a regular person, let alone as a millionaire, I have a hard time accepting apologies. I have a hard time accepting apologies for actions you did on purpose.
Have you ever been profiled?
Yeah, yes. Yes, I was actually a victim of police brutality before recording the police was legal.
Really?
Yeah, 4th of July, I was sitting on it was me, my friend Mike Lee, and my homie Vince, right? Vince is an Italian, one of my Italian brothers. Um, he's in the military now, doing great, amazing guy. But 4th of July, we had his mom's car. We were in a predominantly white neighborhood. I can't remember which neighborhood it was. We were in high school, and we're
Alabama?
literally, huh?
You say you were in Huntsville?
No, I said we were in high school.
Oh, high school. Okay.
Yeah, we were in high school. Um, we're literally in an empty parking lot. It's literally just us. It's me, him, and Vince. We were going to go watch the fireworks at this open field. We couldn't find parking, so we just pulled over in this random lot, and we were just chilling, watching the fireworks, cutting up, making videos because we were dancers at the time, making videos, having a good time, right? Somebody had called the cops and said that we were trying to steal their mother's car. Now, when a cop pulls up, you get a cop stolen car um, call. You run the plate. You could tell that the car we were in belonged to Vince's mother, not the mother of the person that called. Right. So right before fireworks are over, we're getting in the car. Right before we pulled off, Ben starts the car. Seven, bro. When I say seven, seven cop cars pulled up.
What? They,
You would have thought we
they,
had drugs or something.
they
Seven
was
cop
on
cars
y'all
pulled up.
head.
Seven cop cars pulled up, bro. Guns drawn, lights on us, telling us to get out the car. So we put our hands out the car, we open the door, we step out the car. I'm facing forward. I'm not. I run up, get hit, boom. I'm on the ground, cuffed. Mike gets hit, boom. He's on the ground, cuffed. I'm getting like pushed around and shoved and hit and like just dragged, bro. Like by my arms, they're picking me up by my wrist. They're supposed to pick somebody up by their shoulders. They're picking me up by my wrist. My hands cuffed behind me. I got bruises and all of this stuff, right? They throw me in the back of the cop car. Throw Mike in the back of the cop car. We look out the window. Where now, mind you, we're in separate cop cars. I look out the window. They're standing there talking to Vince. Vince not in cuffs. Vince not on the ground. Vince is standing by his car. Vince going the fuck off though, because Vince fuck with us. Vince is going off. Vince is snapping, bro. Like that's when I say an ally, when I say somebody who's against racism, Vince was going off. Like not once did they ever be like, "Hey, calm down, cuff him." None of that. They let him wild out.
Crazy.
It was wild. It was wild. So after all of it got sorted, they let us go. You know what I'm saying? We called our parents. We fought it, nothing happened. Nothing happened. They swept it under the rug quick. But yeah, it was but come to find out it was somebody had just and the crazy thing was the person who called, their mother's car didn't even look like Vince's car.
So was there another car in the parking lot, or
Huh?
like where was this person's mother car? They
Probably
were
just
afraid it was about to get stolen.
no, it didn't even look somebody called and said that just to get us just like you know what swatting is?
Uh huh.
Somebody basically just swatted us because they didn't want black people in a area.
Yeah.
Their car was like a blue truck. Vince's mom's car was like a like it was like a red Ford. It was like a red Ford Taurus.
Crazy work.
It didn't even look. It was nowhere near. It wasn't even remotely close. But they said that their mother's car was about to be stolen in this lot, which their mother's car wasn't in the lot. They just wanted us gone.
That's crazy. I had an incident with my younger brother. Him and I got pulled over by the police, and they asked us for license and registration. Gave them license and registration. They pulled us out, searched the car and everything, and they asked my brother for his ID. And I'm like, "Why you asking my brother for his ID? He ain't the one that ran the stop sign. I ran the stop sign." Like, why we asking my brother for his ID? And it was it was a scary moment because the whole recording and stuff like that was all still brand new to the world. And they searched the car and everything, and they was like, "This is why we pulled you over because we smelled alcohol." I'm like, "Bro, that's a Seagram." you you don't smell nothing from a Seagram but whatever fruit
Right.
they put in that damn Seagram. And we
Facts.
just ate, like, between us, we just ate like 30 or 40 crabs. Like that. Yeah, what you smell, if anything, is seafood.
Right.
That's what you smell. That's all you smell. I
Right.
promise
You don't smell no Seagrams.
you. You don't
You smell
smell
Old Bay. You
no
smell Old
Seagram.
Bay.
Yeah, and but because we were in an old beat up car, two black dudes with dreads at the time, you know, that's you that I mean that they were looking for it. They were looking for any reason to pull us
You had
over.
dreads, bro.
Yeah, and this and during that time, man, that's kind of what it was. In Baltimore is where we were at, and they were just, and I'm like, man, you looking at a college graduate and a 4.0 student. You got the wrong car. You can search whatever you want. You ain't gonna find nothing in there, and I don't have to look at my brother and go, "You ain't got nothing on you, do you?" I don't have to look at my brother and do that because I know he ain't doing that. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
So we
Right.
had that incident. Then there was another incident when I was living in Waynesburg, Pennsylvania. The police officer, they stopped me outside of the house that I was staying in with a friend of mine and his girl. And then the next day, they pulled over his girl like 20 miles down the road, 10 miles down the road, and asked her, "Hey, is there a tall black guy staying in your apartment? We caught him last night standing outside." And they ID'd me because apparently there was some break ins in the neighborhood. And I'm like, "What break ins? I've been here for like 2 months. I ain't heard of not one break in, and the neighbors are super nice. So, what break ins are you talking about?" That,
Right.
yeah,
Right.
no,
Right.
it was me. And then the last time that I had it, I was still living in Waynesburg, and there's a factory, a coal factory, like way far down, and so I was outside, and the coal factory oftentimes makes these big loud bang noises that can sound like a gunshot. And so a mom
Mhm.
came out and was like, "Are you shooting a gun? Oh my gosh, my kids are outside." And I was like, "Ma'am, that's that's the factory down there. That's I don't have a gun." I don't have a gun at this point in time in my life. I'm here, to get my college education. Is pretty much it. So yeah,
Right,
man, racial profiling, intentionally or unintentionally, is still plaguing a lot of us, and a lot of it just stems from this unwarranted fear that some people have of certain people just because. Now, I'm not saying that I'm about to walk comfortably past a group of 10 black dudes at night and not think that something could possibly go down. But again, if you're in a particular neighborhood, a lot of times those things are avoided because you are in a particular neighborhood. Um,
right,
and I mean, like you said, with all of the cameras that we have now in this world, it would be very difficult to get almost anything past anyone without there being some recording. Somebody is going to record it. The way social media works, like you said, traffic cameras, like they have traffic cameras on goddamn every stoplight in the world. I mean,
right,
for real, like, and those cameras are not speed cameras. They're just they're cameras to show where the, like how you see on different cop shows. I need to pull all of the cameras in this and see where the car went. That's the reason why they have all of those cameras above
right.
these
Follow you.
lights. Yeah, so that they can follow your car wherever you go.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild. So in today's world, in today's society, do you have any apprehension or any worries about raising a black son?
Yes, I would say the biggest concerns that I have for raising my black son in today's climate is I want him to be as innocent as he possibly can for as long as he can. I don't want to feel like I have to teach him about certain things until a certain age. The racial things, I didn't have to learn about any of that until I was in high school, thankfully. And even being in high school, I was in such a melting pot of different cultures. To be black um, wasn't very different because we had a huge Hispanic population, a huge
Right,
Asian population, a huge African, Jamaican, Haitian. I mean, we were like my school was a melting pot of almost every Indian. Like we had everything, and so what I would want for my son is to understand his worth. Like the biggest challenges that I want for him is to understand his worth, understand who he is, understand his values, as well as I want him to be innocent, man. Like I don't want him to have to fear because of who he is that this could be because he's black could be detrimental. Like my mom taught us when you were born you were given two strikes, don't get your third. Like what's
right.
my two strikes? You're black and you're a male. A lot of times people don't want to see you do well, and we all know the saying, you got to work twice as hard just to get half as far. And that's what my biggest challenge is going to be for him.
Okay.
I want him to be
So
innocent.
in that because that's an amazing that's an amazing point. Obviously I've been to your house. Do you feel like, because I'm not sure what your neighbors look like. Do you feel
Us,
like it looks like a okay.
all the
So
whole, almost the whole complex, the whole,
and that's
yeah.
and that's amazing. So with that, right? Do you feel like you have um I don't want to say more tools, but more time and more space to give him that innocence because you're in a space that seems more safe, but it's still familiar, right?
Yeah, I think I think even with my daughter, being 13, I think eh, they're starting
That
with
was
an
my next question.
advantage, huh?
That was my next question. But go ahead, go ahead, go
Yeah,
ahead.
there's my kids are certainly going to start with an advantage because of the things that they have, and like with 300 houses in this compound, we are the youngest homeowners. Everybody that's around us are our parents' age, and we don't. And we, I imagine, I mean, these houses were built in what 2010s, I think. These houses were built in, or maybe like 2004. I think I saw it. But I don't know how long these families have been here. I definitely think that he is in a safer place. Like I feel less worried about him because of the space that we're in. But with our kids, man, the biggest and the scariest thing that we have is how do we still instill the values that have grown us as parents and adults now? How do we still instill those same values without the struggle? And so we have to create struggle for our kids. We have to create different struggles and create different lessons, and show like this is going to be normal for him growing up in a
Right,
house
right.
that looks like this, and having your own bathroom, and you know what I mean? That like that, and having four TVs over 70 inches in the basement, like that's not something that's, you
It's
know,
normal to us.
normal.
So
You know what I'm saying?
you don't want him to be born on third, score and think he hit a home run.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like I like you're still going to have to learn a lot of those hard knock lessons, and the thing that we have to do is we have to teach those hard knock lessons in a much different way. And that's the thing. We want our kids to have better than us. I want my kids to have better than me. I don't want my kids to have to start where I started at. But now, how
Right.
do you still instill those values of respect and humility, is a huge one, and integrity and character and responsibility. How do you instill those different values in your child? You have to create the adversity, and that's what my thought process is. And it's very difficult to do that, because the level of appreciation where it needs to be like, hey, I need you to know that it ain't always been this good. You know what I'm saying? Mom and dad came from some humble beginnings. It ain't always
Facts.
been this good. And so we try to teach them through, we use a lot of moral stories and parables when we're teaching, particularly my daughter right now, because she's older and she understands them. She has the capacity to understand them better, so we use a lot more moral stories with her than we do our son.
Oh, that's amazing, bro. That's amazing. What's Speaking of your daughter, what do you think 3 questions you gonna ask the man she brings home or the boy she brings home and says, "Dad, I want to date him." 3 questions.
Damn, that's good. um what inspires you?
Okay.
um what inspires you? How old is she? Where she's at now?
No, whenever you feel like she's allowed to, you know what I
So
mean?
so
Like,
so at 16, at 16 years old, I'm gonna say what
yeah,
inspires you. Um, what's your plan for yourself, and what's your plan to incorporate her into your plan?
I love it.
Yeah. What inspires you? What's your plan for yourself, and what's your plan to incorporate her into your plan? Because when I met Bree, I think the thing that she saw about me very easily was I had a plan to incorporate her into my
I
plan.
think that's really big, isn't it, man?
Yeah,
That's really big.
thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that was something that was huge, man, because I can make these plans for myself, and you can make a plan for yourself. And even being 16, even being 16, 17 years old, like the questions are going to be the same, and you're not too young to start planning what you want your life to look like, all of those different things. Have an idea. Don't come and tell me that you want to be a doctor. What does it take to be a doctor? Because I got questions now. If you're going to come and tell me I want
Right,
to be an architect, I want to be a lawyer, I want to be a doctor, don't tell me that just because it makes sense. You can tell me that you want to be a school teacher. You can tell me that you want to be a librarian, but what's the
right,
plan for this thing? Like I need, if you can't dream big, then being around her and being around us probably isn't going to work for you, because we are a family of dreamers.
right, right.
We're a family of dreamers. We're a family of conquerors. We're a family of doers and go getters. So, what inspires you? What's your plan for yourself? And how do you plan on incorporating her? Because if you can't plan to incorporate her into your plan, it's not a plan for a family. It's a plan for a good time. And we're not planning for good times, big dog.
I love it. I love it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Let's
That's what it is, man.
go. Let's go. I think that's the time though. That's the
I
time.
think that's the time, man. I appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all. Thank you so much, Destiny. I appreciate you. Thank y'all so much, man, for jumping on with us. We're gonna be back to the other format. I actually probably want to do this on TikTok next week. Like, I would love to, since we got TikTok back, man. How did you feel when you got that message to log on to TikTok?
I kind of felt like I knew what was gonna happen. I feel like me personally, this is not a dig to nobody's political beliefs. I feel like Donald Trump allows problems or creates problems that he can solve to make himself look good.
For sure, he definitely
So
looked like the hero.
right, right. So I feel like it was like, oh, TikTok's going down, TikTok, because Donald Trump was so against TikTok before. He was so against it. But because he seen that America wanted it, then he was like, "Oh, well, I'm gonna sign an executive order that gives TikTok a 90-day this 90-day ban suspension or whatever it is." Now everybody's like, "Oh my God, Donald Trump is so amazing. See, he cares about the people." Like, no, he cares about himself. He cares about his image. You know what I'm
Which
saying?
people will never understand.
But regardless, bro. I mean, if it's there, we're gonna use it.
For sure. As long as
You know
it's
what
there,
I'm
we're gonna use it. We're gonna capitalize off of it, man. And that's what
saying?
we're gonna do. So
Facts.
y'all know my motto, man. Always stay in your bag, so you never gotta chase a bag. And as always, my man Mike Smalls is gonna take us out.
It's been amazing, amazing, amazing live. I appreciate y'all for rocking with us. We got more information, we got more feelings, we got more fun coming for y'all next week. But with that being said, man, I love all of y'all because y'all deserve to be loved. Progress don't start until you feel like you should stop, and ignorance can't exist if you have sapio like senses because knowledge is a choice and feeling is a privilege. I'll let y'all in a minute. Deuces.